I want to teach you some life lessons, and these are lessons I believe you can really apply to building a life, building a business, or building something worthwhile, something that can stand the test of time. And I'm going to use something very interesting to teach you. So I found this video on TikTok, and it was gameplay. And as I saw it, there were sparks immediately, and I was like, I really need to share this with you. So we're going to watch the gameplay together, and please pay attention, try and catch some details, and then I would share these life lessons with you. So let's do this. All right. So if you were patient enough to see through that 2 minutes, first, I'm really proud of you because this is something not too many people can do in this day and age. So, yeah, proud of you for doing that. Now, we're going to go over a few lessons together. And if you have a pen and a paper or a note, it'll be good to take that out because I'll share a couple of things. I'll tie them to personal experiences and see how that can make sense. Now, I'm going to be playing the video side by side as I go through the lessons so you can easily draw the connection or the points where I'm referring to. So, yeah, we'll start with this. All right. So, lesson 1 is this: practice or focus on one thing and then practice till you get really good at it. Focus on one thing and then practice till you get really good at it. You can see at the beginning of the gameplay, you can see something very interesting. And it was that the player was fixed on one position. He understood a little bit of technique as to how to get the ball direct into that canal for like 2-3 consecutive times. And if you, I'll play it again so you can see. That's the first one. It went in the second time. And then, and then it did the third time. Now, which then brings me to the second lesson. Now, along the way to your growth, your success, or whatever it is that you're chasing, you need to understand that you need to avoid distractions because spreading yourself too thin would be a really big mistake to make. I'll just take a little bit back and then play this part again so you can notice something. So you can see when this 3x is sort of falling and then the player gets it, what happens? There was 3, but then he kept his focus on just that one because if you're trying to chase all 3 at the same time, you lose all 3. So focus on one. And then this brings me to lesson three, which is to stay consistent, try again and again and again. Now you can see this guy is tried again and again and again. He's getting a few things to elevate or to promote, but nothing is still changing. So guess what he did? He still focused on one thing, which then brings me to lesson four, which is don't be deceived by short term wins. You need to understand that it's important to lock in on your goal and observe something most people call delayed gratification. Because if I take it back, you see it there. There are the things falling, and I'm sure the girl will be like excited to see that, oh wow, amazing things are happening. But then you could easily lose sight of that singular focus that you have. Everything is multiplying, you're seeing results. Well, they are disguised as results, they're not really results. But you need to like understand this. That's not the reward. The goal is to be able to capture the entire thing within the boxes. So you have to keep going. And one of the things you need to also learn is even when it starts to look like it, right? Don't fall for the I have arrived trap. You'll get there. You see very soon. There's this place where the guy just goes all in, and yeah, this is the place. Things started to probably happen, and he's looking like, oh wow, nice things are happening. You know, there's results. You need to be very careful of moments like this because it seems like things are changing, things are happening, amazing things are going on. You need to be very careful of situations like this. You will find so many things that are quite appealing. They would come at you, they would look good, and all of those beautiful things. This is the moment to even be a lot more focused, right? Because even if it's starting to look like it, don't fall for the I have arrived trap or mentality. Is one thing that kills a lot of young people. It's one thing that I've struggled with. I remember a time I was about to start a company and I was still living in my parents' house. And I was trying to see what were the amazing things I could explore. And I found so many things. And the natural instinct is to try everything, right? So I picked videography, photography, graphics design, branding, a little bit of video editing and video production. And I was trying to do everything at the same time. It wasn't working. But then I got to a point where I started to see results from three to four of them. But then it was just like scattered results. Nothing was really concrete until I decided to pick one thing, which was what? Telling stories. And I was able to tell stories in any medium possible. So while everything is looking like, oh, I've arrived, I have 3,000 followers, I have whatever the metric is for judging your success, be careful of the arrival mentality. It's a trap. And then we'll go into the next set of lessons. I think we're on lesson 6 now, right? Now, you can see things are changing. And at this point, when you eventually land that breakthrough, you need to remain focused and remember your original goal. Don't let all the lookalikes, the copycats of successes shift your focus. Because you can think, oh, everything is changing. I'm seeing traction, I'm seeing momentum. And then you start doing things that don't matter, which is leading me to the next lesson. And there's this one coming next, which is when the opportunities begin to come your way, be careful which one you jump at because not everything that pays is worth your peace. Like, just take a look. I'll go back a bit. There were moments where, so many things were falling. As they were falling, some things they were reducing. It would get longer, it would cut short, and then sometimes some of the things falling are not so good that when they touch the bar, some of the balls reduce. The things that are protecting or guiding, they start to. So you need to be careful. Watch out for things that could serve as little foxes, like the Bible would say. Those things that it looks sweet on the surface, but if you really go deeper, you realize that it's a trap, it's a problem, it's just stealing away whatever profit. I could give you examples. So when I first made my first $1,000, In my head, I was like, oh my God, this is big. So I did lots of subscriptions. I did Canva, I did Adobe, I did all sort of things. And then the next month, the 1,000 wasn't consistent. And I have these subscriptions on repeat. It was very, very annoying. And then I was having to use personal savings to sort of shock the pay the subscriptions. And at some point, I got frustrated. I just canceled everything. But then I've gone too deep and I really need those things. So I don't know what else to do. But then one thing I need you to sort of spot here is we'll finish playing this, but I want you to spot something. Congratulations, you win. But I want you to spot something. If you look at the top, you can see that there are still all the lives, there is still all the stars. Have you ever wondered why that's possible? That this guy just stuck with one thing, kept the focus? It's because all of these lessons are things that were applied in such a way that you're not losing your focus on that one that seems to be what's working. It's amazing if you can diversify on all of that, but at the beginning, focus on one thing. And then when you've gotten to a place where you're consistent, things are getting good, you can then diversify and then, conquer the world. But I know there are lots of more lessons to learn from this simple gameplay. And I just gave you my own perspective, right, in respect to building something or a life that is worthwhile and will stand the test of time. And I really want to sort of get your own opinion, your perspective as well. Go back to the beginning of this video and watch the first 2 minutes and just let me know, right? What life lessons did you learn from that simple gameplay? And then go the extra mile of telling me how you will apply it to your life. So let me know in the comments. And before you go, I showed my amazing friends on Instagram this same video and I asked them to tell me what lessons they learned. And honestly, I was blown away by their responses. Like it was just really amazing. And I'll put a few of them on the screen right now to just see the level to which people think and how creative, a group of people can be thinking about the same thing and how multiple perspectives can actually give you a life that is really interesting. You can learn so many things from so many people. So I'm really looking forward to seeing your personal lessons too, because it's always beautiful to learn from others, no matter how small or detailed or otherwise, maybe off topic, whatever it is your share might be. So I would love to hear from you. I would love to read your thoughts, your perspectives, and the things you've learned from this video. But then go back to the 7 things I shared so you sort of understand them. And I'll just go through the 7 of them again. The first one is to focus on one thing rather, and practice to get really good at it. Then along the way to your growth, your success, your whatever it is that you're building or you're chasing, avoid distractions. Don't spread yourself too thin. And then lesson 3, stay consistent. Try again and again and again until you hit the goal. Lesson 4, don't be deceived by short-term wins. Lock in on one goal and observe delayed gratification. Lesson 5, even when it is starting to look like it, don't fall for the I have arrived mentality. Lesson 6, when you eventually land your breakthrough, remain focused and remember your original goal. Don't let lookalikes or copycat successes shift your focus. And the last lesson is that when opportunities begin to come your way, be careful which one you jump at, because not everything that pays is worth your peace. So I'd love to read your own. I would love to see the comments that you put down. And definitely, I'll be in the comments reading and replying. So I'll see you there. Until I talk to you again, have an amazing day. Talk soon.